Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of my 21 days to self-love or Supernova self-love challenge. Today, the topic, I wanted it to be called bye bye blocks. Like bye bye blocks, like we're done with you. And by that, I really mean like releasing, letting go of all these old self-beliefs, self-doubts, or opinions of others, or like, those things that people said that kind of just keep running through our mind. Um, I don't know if you guys can relate. I hope so. But, I've had people say some hurtful things to me or mean things to me. And even though those people were irrelevant, and most of them still are completely irrelevant, it's just those words that like stuck with me and like that I've remembered for a long time, like weeks, months, even years. I'll tell you, I'm 22 years old. When I was in 8th grade, I had this friend, and she was my best friend, but she was just so mean. She was mean to everyone. She used to curse out her mom and everything in the 8th grade, but she always used to tell me, like, you're so ugly. Every single day I would hear that, every day, every day, every day, and like go into details about what was ugly about me, and that would really bother me. It made me start to look at myself for a really long time as being ugly. And that's just one example that I don't know if you guys can relate to. But we do sometimes carry, like, maybe you have like an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend who's like, oh, you'll never find love, or you'll never be good enough, like, you know what I'm saying, like those things, or your parents when you're younger telling you that you're on the wrong path and you're not going to be successful if you choose to go that way, or this is not going to work for you. Any of those like old opinions of others, or even opinions that we formed about ourselves because of the things that other people have said. Today is all about letting them go. Um, we're going to talk about like releasing, just letting that shit go, because it doesn't serve us. What good does it do for you, honestly? Like, what good did it give me to have that same thought and like still hear it in that girl's voice from the 8th grade? I'm 22 years old now, so that's like almost 10 years ago that I can still hear that shit in my head. Right? That's lame. What is that doing for me? Absolutely nothing. Let's burn that bitch. For real though. I wrote down a list of 4 pages of lists of things that were said to me, or old beliefs about myself. And today what we're going to do is set fire to them and burn them. I really believe that there is a lot of power in burning something and like releasing it. To me, it's just like such an empowering feeling, like watching the flames go and just kind of letting it go. Because like the thoughts in our mind and stuff, it's not a physical, tangible thing that we can actually like go into our brain and be like, oh, I don't like this thought anymore, let me just take it and throw it out. Like, it doesn't work that way. We can't do that. But what we can do is write it down and burn it, and like just the essence of that is kind of helping us release that, even from like our subconscious mind. So today, that's what that's all about. I hope that you guys can relate on like stuff and like old beliefs, or like even beliefs that you've like formed about yourself. Like, here's an example. Like, if you were a sports player or something, and say you wanted to go to like this big sports competition, and you go and you play your sport, but then you really wanted first place, but you get third place. And you're like, oh, whatever. You're bummed, but you're like, I'm going to try again next time. You go again. You still don't get first place. You go one more time. You still don't get first place. By now, you might be telling yourself, I don't deserve first place. I'm not good enough for first place. I'll never win first place. All those people are way better than me. They're more athletic. They're more experienced. They're blah, 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 blah. Whatever it might be, like holding on to those thoughts. Write that down too and burn it. And if you are in an area where you don't feel like it's safe to burn it, or if you're someone who's really not comfortable with playing with fire, I honestly think it would be just as effective to just rip it up. So you can do that as well. I just like fire. I'm actually a Leo Virgo cusp sign, and I definitely lean more towards the Leo side with my fire and passion in me. So I really like burning stuff. But yeah, so we're going to get started. I'm going to show you guys my release. I get sometimes really emotional when I do this. This is a technique that I actually do all the time. So whenever you're feeling like there's something you want to get rid of or release, burn it. It could be a letter to someone. You might have like some feelings that you're holding in about someone, and you don't know exactly how to tell them, or maybe you're afraid to tell them out of like how their reaction might be, or you don't want to hurt them. Write them a letter. Don't send it, just burn it. And it's letting that out. So I'm going to start I'm going to actually show you guys some of the things that was on my list. Sorry, my sloppy ass handwriting. And I only just abbreviated it because like I know what I'm talking about. But I have on my list people telling me I'm unprepared or not ready. Telling me that I still have so much to learn or so much to do, or who do you think you are to go out and start all these things when you have like no experience or no credibility? And fuck that. Why am I going to let someone else stop me? Experience is the best teacher. If I don't have experience in what I want to do, I can always go out there and gain the experience by just trying to do it. So that's one. I also wrote that I wanted to get rid of all subconscious fears and blocks. Anything that might be stuck up in my subconscious mind. Something that, I can't actually put my finger on right now, but might still be floating around up there and affecting me in my day-to-day life. I'm going to release all that too. Being told I was stupid or an idiot, or that I'm just not a smart person, because I don't like to use big fancy words all the time, or because I'm not into this or that makes me an uneducated or a not smart person. So that's bullshit. So I'm getting rid of that. One time, actually, one of my very first go-go dance auditions I went to, I went up on the stage, blah, 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 and then I go up to the judges, and I was so excited because they were all smiling, and they're like, wow, you did a great job, you're so pretty, you made great use of the stage space, you got to demonstrate your flexibility, you had great rhythm, but then they were like, but we're going to need you to work on your fitness. And my perspective of that was like, you're going to need to like lose weight and tone up and tighten up, and that was like, that really sucked in that moment, because I was like, you guys just told me all these good things about my dancing, but you're not going to give me a job as a dancer because my body isn't the way you want it to look. So I also wrote down not pretty or skinny enough, and I'm getting rid of that. Again, I wrote no credibility, which kind of goes into the first thing that I was telling you about being unprepared or not ready. And the last one would be irresponsible, saying, that I'm not mature enough at my age or responsible enough at my age to do this or to do that or whatever. And as you can see, there's 3 lists. You don't have to write as much down as I do. You can even write more. You could freaking do 10 pages of full-size notebooks. I do that all the time too. But just for the sake of the video and to give you guys like a small example, I wrote down the things that are affecting me the most right now in my life that I want to release and get rid of. So I'm going to burn this on the camera with you guys. See how awesome it is to just watch it burn? Like, phew, fuck that. Like, I'm prepared, yeah, right. But seriously, just burn it. And, like, it's cool. And if you, like I said again, if you don't like burning or you're not comfortable with playing with fire or whatever, or you're in an area where you don't feel it like it's safe, then you can also just rip it up and, like, stomp on it, or you could, like, rip it up and like just throw it out or do whatever, like spit all over it, pour water on it, something. But yeah, sorry, I don't want it. I'm like on a blanket right now too, so yeah, see. That's why it's a little weird, but I do have water with me just in case. But I don't want this blanket to burn, but you guys can still see like that I am burning these. I really am doing this challenge with you all. And it just is it feels so good right now to just let that shit out. Like, we don't need that. That is no longer serving me. We don't need it, right? Here's my little one that I burned, or that I ripped up. And then my last page I'm going to burn again. You guys can do this like while listening to your favorite song. Don't be afraid to cry while you do this. Don't be afraid to like start jumping up and down and feeling excited, because you're going to feel a shift inside of you. You're going to feel like just a sense of strength and empowerment and just feeling good. Like, you know what? I'm letting this go. And just by letting these go, you now are creating space for beautiful new beliefs to come in. By letting go of all those old self-doubts and old beliefs that are not serving you, you are literally creating space in your mind and in your emotions for you to feel good about yourself and think good things about yourself. And that's what the whole purpose of this is, right? 21 days to self-love. Have a good day, everyone.